But we've talked about making it ourselves. We've got friends, obviously Turtle Canyon, who can make the kind of show that we would want to make. We actually tried to figure out a way of doing it on this tour.
Presumably people, perhaps you guys, perhaps other people have approached you with, hey, let's put this on TV.
Yeah.
Is that a thing? Is that a thing I don't know about? Or maybe is that already happening?
No, nothing's happening. We've been approached about it, and the short version is that there's never something that it's just never right that what the person wants to do. We usually obviously don't want to change the format a bit, which is fine. I think you would have to, because otherwise.
Genie costume.
Yeah, the CGI budget would be pretty high. But I think it's just otherwise, if you're doing the same thing on TV as the podcast, I think that makes it redundant, and then you're spreading it too thin, and you're going to lose podcast listeners, and neither of them will do very well. So you do need to change it and do a different format to it. And we've got a format that we want to do, but it's not glitzy and exciting enough on the page. Mm-hmm. To be able to set, a lot of production companies, a few production companies coming up to us and saying, we want to do an off-menu show, here's our idea. And it's like something that on the page seems like exciting, but we know it wouldn't work. We know that it would be, that show wouldn't be good. I wouldn't want to watch that TV show. Whereas, the kind of food shows I love watching, I grew up watching Man vs. Food and Drivers, Dinings and Dives and whatever. I don't want to be like those dudes, but I love the simplicity of just, we're going to a local restaurant and we're getting to know the people there and what their best dishes are. That's all our podcast is, but a chat. So I think that's the thing, is that we just never have found someone who wants to make the thing we want to make, and we know what we would want to make as well. But we've talked about making it ourselves. We've got friends. Obviously Turtle Canyon, who can make the kind of show that we would want to make, but it would just be about finding the time. But increasingly now, and obviously, I don't need to tell you this because we're here with all this stuff, but doing stuff off your own back just feels like the way to go a lot more. And you do just kind of go, we can do this by ourselves. And it feels silly that we're pitching it to all these people to get it onto TV, when TV, what even is that now? And, more and more you're like, it just seems like people don't care what platform it's on. If it's good, and if you make a good thing, they will go there and watch it. So how about we just make sure we make it really good, and then it would do well. So if we've got time, we actually tried to figure out a way of doing it on this tour, on my tour. And doing a thing where we go around filming this idea for the show, but couldn't make it work. It's I would have been absolutely wiped out. It would have been stupid. But if we can find a way of doing it, we'll do it. So I think it'd be great.
I wonder if an element of that is there was a time years ago where a few people were interested in a version of The Comedian's Comedian, and what they would say to me, what they all boiled down to in the end was, can we just have the 5 minutes where they cry? And that was so that's not fair. I've kind of said that a few times. I'm kind of reducing a few things. It's not entirely fair, but that's how it felt like to me, and that seemed to be the opposite of what I like doing with it. Yeah. And I just wonder the extent to which this a lovely thing whereby with Ben and with Ed, you get to do a thing completely on your own terms. It would need to be so good for you to risk that. The way it's cherished by the audience and all the rest of it. It would need to be so incredible across the board to be bothered with changing something that already works really well on your own terms.
Yeah, why would you? It'd just be a massive shame. And I never listen. Ben sends us the edits every time before putting them out. I never listen to them because I know that he's aced it. I don't have to listen to it. Yeah. I know that anything that I said during the record that I think I misspoke there, or that joke didn't work, or that sounded stupid, he'll get rid of it. I know it's not going to be in there because he's just so good at knowing what the show should be. And anything the guest has said, which we think actually don't want to put that out, he'll get rid of it. He's not in the business of trying to go viral because someone said something slightly un-PC, even if it doesn't represent them, he'll get rid of that. And so all of that is great. And I've never had that before with something where you're just I know that the person who's doing all the technical stuff here they're going to nail it, so I don't even have to worry. All I have to do is this bit. So it would seem silly to go, let's make a TV show with a format that we don't like as much, with people that we don't trust as much, and get really, really stressed out, and end up there on set with them trying to get us to do things we don't want to do, you know.
It's interesting. I think we will probably come back to this idea of the stakes. Like that, like you said, that's an element of the show. What are the stakes now for you? It's completely fascinating to me. Like you are in this position whereby you get to do what the fuck you want. And we could talk about temps as well. And you know, so much of your output now seems to me to be complete. Like, does it feel like that? Like everything you do now is on your own terms. You have complete control of the stakes. Are there any elements to the work you do which don't fit into that? I suppose one of the things I'm going into, one of the kind of little kind of mental picture I have of where I want to be with my various inventions and entrepreneurial things within or adjacent to comedy. I'm sort of aiming at being able to walk around the house in tracky bottoms like a dot-com billionaire. Do you know what I mean? It's like one of those guys in Succession, one of the awful people in Succession who might buy the thing because he's got infinite money. The sort of design your own life concept. Is that a thing to you? Does that resonate with you? Or does that idea of you being wholly in charge of the stakes, like what does that mean to you?
Yeah, it's weird because obviously that's the goal, well, was the goal when I started out, was like, I just want to be in charge of all this, and I don't care about being famous, and I care about making stuff that I'm proud of and being able to put it out. And, you know, definitely as an open spot, I was like, most TV is shit, so why would I even want to fucking do that? And, you know, whatever. And increasingly over the years, I've like, that's changed, and I've wanted to do stuff. I want to do as much stuff as possible, and then you're kind of like, you're trying to get stuff made and you're being told no, and that feels bad because you feel like you're not good at that, and you lose your confidence. And I still have massive moments of that and losing. So this feels like a bit of a transitional moment at the minute where I'm getting to do stuff on my own terms and put it out and started doing it independently, but I'm almost waiting on the results of that and how that goes.